Hello, everybody. Welcome to Glamtalk. Can you believe it? We are live for the first time, of course, in this month, and it's our monthly talk show that we get to chat to you guys about everything glam tech and developments and specials tonight. You want to be part of what's happening in regards to specials? Talking about special, let me introduce you to another special gentleman. Let me quickly say hello to Mark, the infamous say. This is, of course, the driving force behind Glamtech. Let's just say hello to him quickly.
Hey everybody, Mark here, the infamous. Hope you guys are doing great. Another month since the last Glam Talk. Time is flying. Good to see you guys. Thank you for joining us and got a lot to talk about today.
And of course, we're live on both the Facebook streaming platform as well as on YouTube. And okay, let me just put myself in the picture there. So, of course, why did I change my name? I'm not Glamtech. I'm part of it. I'm going to change my name. Of course, I'm Marco Jacobs. He is Mark the Infamous, also birth name Mark Butler. But good to be with you. Lots to cover. We've got a special guest that we want to introduce you to. Also, Mark, maybe let's show. Can you see this? Can you quickly just see? I've got a new Glamtech gear on the Mark. Maybe you want to show them yours as well. As I one boy say post so of course we have our glam gear there as well. But welcome to the show. Welcome to Glam Talk 8. And also tonight we're going to talk a lot also about what's been happening in the last while with Glam Tech. But also we've got Mr. Ivor Price. He's going to showcase a few things to us. Of course, he's been buying into smart home technology through Glam Tech, and so we'll introduce him a little bit later. But Mark, also, I've realized the other day I said to you that it's been a year. It's been more than a year where it was a conversation about. Yeah, it was the 14th of March. It was a conversation. Maybe I'll bring them into what that conversation was. Marco, I urgently need to speak to you. I've got something for you. And that Saturday evening on the 14th of March, I remember at 27 minutes past 8, he says, Mark, I'm looking forward to this whole new venture and business. And, from talk and concept to initiate something like that. And especially we launched basically during COVID, at the heart of COVID. And man, it's been a fantastic ride and more to come, of course. Mark, just quickly, your thoughts on that. I remember we chatted for a very, very long time that Saturday evening.
Yeah, long talk. Lots of stuff in the headspace. And the magic of all of that, Marco, is seeing everything that you've just thought about and dreamt about coming into reality. That is the magic part of it. And just getting into the program for tonight, we're actually going to touch on a lot of the stuff that then was just a vision, and now it's tangible, it's a reality. So very, very excited. 12 months later, we are still taking baby steps, but we are moving. And guys, we've got some exciting and big stuff coming. So watch this space.
And of course, if you got question for us already, in actual fact, you would be able to ask Ivor a lot of questions. We're going to bring him into the stream very quickly just to say hello. He's waiting for us backstage. Let's quickly just add him into and say hello to Mr. Ivor Price. Ivor, how are you?
Hey everybody, you're looking good. I'm seeing you've even got a glam cam going there. Did it fix your
Yeah, we
face?
got it.
Representing your brand, eh?
Yes,
Thanks for
yes,
having
yes.
me.
No, it's fantastic having you, of
Right,
course.
having you.
Mark, you know Ivor a lot more, a lot better. And here's the thing, Ivor is sold out in terms of just the technology in terms of smart home. We're going to get into all of that. In fact, I told people, ask Ivor. You can ask him anything. We will also,
Anything.
yeah, anything. He was quite surprised we could track him down earlier, but okay, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Um, but he will tell you more about his journey in a few moments. It's been an exciting journey for him. We'll ask him all the questions we want to. You can also ask him questions. You can ask us questions as well in regards to what smart home technology is all about. But we're excited to speak to Ivor regarding just the last few months that he's been involved, there's everything is now controlled via voice or the app and the like, and it's changed his life and his family's life as well. But Mark, before we get to Ivor again, I want to bring you into the conversation. We also have projects on the go. Something very exciting is an adopt a school project, as well as maybe not even a school, but it is also some organizations that's doing fantastic work in the community, especially where the youth is concerned. Maybe you just before we get to Ivor, just want to expand on that just a little bit in terms of all of those exciting initiatives that's still coming to the community.
Great. Thank you for the opportunity, Marco. Basically, we've started adopted a school tech project. So the initiative is basically to introduce technology to young kids between the ages or grades of grades 5 to 7 on primary school. And then what we will do is go in there and go and share our love for tech with these young souls. The bigger plan is ultimately to get them invested into partaking more in maths and science and technology, because those are some of the areas where our kids don't really flourish. And I think it's because of a lack of desire to want to do or to get into that space. So what we will do is we will utilize the Malakabi Cool DIY Dunster catalog of DIY projects
Yeah,
that we have.
yeah.
And that will then basically become the basis for these young guys at the schools to build on. So we will go into the schools, Marco. We started with one school, which is Fackleton Primary School. That's my alma mater, where I started my journey, my
Yeah.
educational journey. And we went back there, we've met with the school, we've had some interaction, and we are planning to start rolling out very soon, like in the month of April. And we will go in there and we will come out there with some gems. I'm telling you, next year this time we'll have some stars in newspapers, touring the world, building satellites and rockets and whatever else. We're going to make this happen. We're going to claim back um, greatness for our people, for our guys.
Mark, why is that so important? Often when we have our meetings, we'll talk about the business, but in essence, we'll be talking a lot more about casting vision, not just for us, but for the next generation and generations to come. Why is that so important? I can speak for myself. I know from where I come from Heidelberg, very proudly so. But when I look at where my dreams and aspirations were at the time, I was thinking I maybe didn't have all the influences that I needed to see, or maybe didn't have the drive in terms of just looking at where we could go. Because there was never really somebody showcasing and also maybe trailblazing to say, listen, this is what you can become. But we always talk about what is possible to the kids out there. We want them to dream, we want them to aspire to more. So maybe it's just 1 minute before we get back to Ivor, talk to us about why this project is so important.
Well, there's a whole bunch of reasons for us needing to do this. It's actually important for us to do this. It's not so much only about giving back, but it's more about creating platforms. I remember as a young person that there were very little platforms that we were able to show up or showcase our talents. So what this is basically going to be as a platform for young people to be able to show track this stuff, get an opportunity to dig a bit deeper into the unknown, call it that for now. But ultimately, um, teach a man how to fish and he'll fish for a day.
Yep.
Is that the saying?
Yeah,
Or give a man a fish and he'll eat for
you
a
will
day.
eat for a
Sorry.
day.
Teach a man how to fish and he will have something to eat every day. Or teach the guy to buy the pond.
Sure. Check that out. But we often talk about that.
So
I would often say this is that often we would say it's okay to work in the mall. I'm saying why don't we teach our children to own the mall and to own several malls? But I want to bring Ivor into the conversation. Hopefully he is available to us now to chat. But Ivor has been he's back. He's there. I'm going to bring him in. So let me quickly say hello to Ivor. Ivor is one of the most excitable people in terms of this technology. Mark would often say to me, I can't stop talking about it. Talk about the technology. I'm
the iPhone man.
he's an iPhone man that we're converting over to even more to an Android operating system guy. But it's more than just that. Let's talk about this technology, smart home technology. It may still be foreign to a lot of people. Some people might even be only starting out on that smart home journey. But you
Hmm.
started off, and then the bug, the proverbial bug, bit you. Let's talk about that. Talk to us about that journey.
Yeah, when I first started out, I was a bit skeptical because I'm an Apple fanboy. I've been an Apple guy for as long as I can remember. Everything in my house was Apple, Apple TV, Apple phone, MacBook. That used to be my gospel. And then I discovered Glamtech and the many products available. And initially, I thought, oh, I don't know about this Android business, this Google business. But I must say that it made my life a hell of a lot easier. I somehow can't imagine a day without Google now. When people come to visit me at my place here, they would say, "Hello, Ivor. Hello, Google." 'Cause everybody knows I'm besotted with Google, and I do a million things, yeah, on my devices on a daily basis.
Yeah. So I'm
Awesome.
Mark's gonna come in here as well, but okay. Let's talk about your first reaction in terms of what the technology did for you, your first experience thereof, right? But also, when people come to visit you now, there's a wow factor there for us that's been doing this for a little while. We now move on to where it becomes more automated, and the wow factor may not be as great as what it was in the beginning. But for you, your first experience in terms of wow, I didn't know these lights could do this, or the speaker,
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah, yeah.
whatever you put. Talk to us. Put the people into your space. How was that for you?
I think I'm still coming to terms with exactly what is now possible. But all of a sudden, I discovered little things that made my life easier. For example, when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is walk towards my kitchen to switch on the kettle. I'm a big news guy. Okay, on the way to the kettle, I would say, "Hey Google, good morning." It's set up according to my routine. Google will say, "Good morning, Ivan. Today, in the area where I'm living, it's 36 degrees, and we'll reach a high of 36. It might be raining." Google will then update me on the latest news across the globe that I'm into it. Um, and all of a sudden, while I'm making my breakfast, while I'm having my first cup of tea, I'm on top of the world without having looked at my phone. So that was amazing to me. Then I discovered all sorts of fun things, like the besides the wake up routine, the going to bed routine, with the soothing sounds. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, yeah,
I tell Google, "Okay, Google, good night." Google puts me to sleep in a beautiful space, and I don't
yes.
know. At some point in the night, when Google knows I'm asleep, it stops making little peaceful sounds. But yeah, I use it for different things. In the kitchen, it's a very my Google Home is close to my kitchen, so I use it everything from chefs inspiration to recipes to restaurants close by. It's scary because obviously Google knows exactly where my location is, and if I'm making fish, Google will say, "But either there's a restaurant 2 minutes down the road that you could try,
Wow.
or you could just Google your recipe and find some inspiration to do it yourself." I also like the alarms which I use. Many people work from home during the lockdown, so Google knows my diary. Google knows when I want to take a power nap, when I need to go to bed. Google reminds me that it's time to put in my weekly checker 60/60 order so that they can deliver it, or when it's time to water my plants or whatever. Google's taken the thinking over.
But yeah,
Can I
talk
just can I
about.
just come in here quickly, and just to note also that you're not paying Google for any of that service. It's all free.
Yeah, I'm not
You're
paying
paying
Google a
for
cent. Um, um, of course, Google is great in a sense that it understands you. You know, obviously, Google collects a lot of information just through your searches and the way you use the internet. So I think Google might understand me better than my mother at this point in time. Yeah, but you're not paying Google a cent. It's
Doesn't
making your
speak
life
back.
so much easier.
She doesn't give any words back. No, but Ivor, can't we do this later?
No words back, no cheekiness. Well, I've discovered if you ask Google stuff like, "Hey Google, did you fart?" Google will respond with something cheeky and even make fart sounds, and the kids love it. My sister's kids love it. So
Ivor,
Google can play along.
so talk to us about that. So you've had your experience, eh? And
Yeah.
I think we see it often here at Mark's place as well when people come here, and his house is a lot more equipped in terms of the smart home technology. And what are people's reaction like when, for the very first time, you put off the lights or you do something, you command Google to do something, and they see it or hear it for the first time? What is their reaction like?
Look, I haven't had Google on Valentine's Day, but I'm sure it can get very
Uh,
excited.
um,
As
um,
some of our
we,
Butler
we can
family
help
will tell
we
you.
can help you with that routine.
I
Definitely.
heard so.
Yeah, yeah.
People are stunned. At first, they think I'm joking. The other night I got home and I opened my door, and the first thing I said was, "Hey Google, switch on kitchen lights." Okay, which is amazing because now my lights are on while I'm busy opening my door. I could have done that from the car, in fact,
Mm.
which is amazing. I can be anywhere in the world and control the lights that I've set over to smart lights. I can create moods with it. When I'm in bed, I tell Google switch it over to reading mode
Oh.
or to you know sexy mode. Turn the lights red. Play some Barry White music. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Google
yeah, yeah,
Google
yeah.
understands all of it. But it's fun. It's fun for people to come here and to speak to Google and to say, live stream Heart 104.9 FM.
Yeah,
Then Google will do it.
yeah. What?
But yeah, just a question. Just in obviously, you're a news person. You are well known throughout South Africa, and I know that you're also not a vain person. But just a quick question: have you ever tried looking at all videos or podcasts? Not podcasts, but all videos from Ivor on your 7-inch tab? Has that ever
No, I
happened?
haven't. I haven't. It would be too embarrassing. I wouldn't recognize myself. But a friend of mine visited recently and said, "Hey Google, who's Ivor Price?" And Google knew. So I haven't seen the videos. No, I don't think I'm ready to.
I think I'm gonna do a compilation of some of the videos I was on and post it to you guys. I'll make that happen.
There's a cool one. There should be a cool one on YouTube of me jumping out of a plane. Yeah, half the size I was.
But
Yeah.
Mark, you obviously can give Ivor also a few more tips instead of even having to set up a lot of what you want in terms of your mood. There's routines, of course, that you can, the birthday stuff that can happen annually, even set up for the wife, the kids, family members, those
Mm.
type of things. But in essence, Google is a fantastic tool. I want to get to you in your professional capacity as well, where
Yes.
Google then also becomes a personal assistant almost,
Mm.
whereas you can set your appointments, all of those things. I'm talking now specifically to the professional like yourself, people who live busy lifestyles that need that little bit of help, whether it will be now at home or whether Google speaks to your device outside of the home, but it can obviously work together. Have you found that have been helpful to you?
It has been helpful, and I am sure that I'm not embracing it to its fullest potential. But just in terms of my calendar already, it's so easy, because diaries are now electronic. But every morning, Google tells me exactly what my life is going to be like. Google tells me based on the information that I inserted into my calendar, This is what my day in traffic is going to be like. For example, if my first meeting is at 8 a.m., Google will say, Ivor, it will take you 18 minutes to get to this specific destination. Um, you know, the quick fact checking, the quick information about, hey Google, I hear there was a shooting in the US. What happened? You know, to have that kind of information at your fingertips without using your fingertips, it's pretty amazing. I also find that Google is now obviously there's a lot of apps that work with the whole Google Home system, including some Apple friendly apps now, which is amazing. So you can do all sorts of things. In my braai area, I put up a strip light to create my braai room mood, you know, that goes into red or whatever when I feel a bit like a DJ. But yeah, Google is amazing. I couldn't have done it without it, and I can't wait for the virus just to go so we can get back to traveling because my life before the pandemic was quite travel intensive. I'm actually flying for the first time next week, where it used to be almost a weekly occurrence. And just for Google to take over a lot of that thinking and administration would be amazing.
So I want to get into a few more aspects in terms of um, how would you recommend smart home products to those in your circle, and why would you do that?
It's a strange question because I promise you, 2 years from now, it would be such a weird question to ask because it's an obvious thing to do. If 2 years from now, it will be the most normal thing, most probably, to have a smart home, to have your devices linked. You know, your television, your fridge, your microwave, your room temperature, which the app and the stuff can already do. Obviously, in a country like South Africa, it's not something we do in our homes, but it's already the technology is already available. So I can't imagine my life without it now, and I can see that for families, it can make it a lot easier for professional people um, who are digital natives and who want to embrace technology. Do it now. Do it now. Be early adopters. Get used to the technology. It's easier than you think. Um, because you'll get to some of the more amazing stuff before other people do. Otherwise you'll only get it when the rest of the people wake up and discover smart homes. When it's actually, I can't imagine my life without a smart home now, and I want to try and do more, add more devices. There aren't. You can ask Mark, constantly asking if there are more gimmicks and stuff just to add on to my home experience.
Well, we're going to help you add on, Ivor. We will actually, before you leave us, we will introduce you to something else. But
Yeah,
that is for a little few moments from now. But just one other thing was you purchased from us Pixel Buds, and I do
yeah,
know that Pixel Buds are not compatible with iPhone, or
yeah.
it can work, but you are not able to utilize all the services on those Pixel Buds. So I am going to put myself out there and say that I'm going to predict that within 15 months, you will most probably have a Google Pixel phone and move
Mhm.
completely from this whole iPhone life
You
into
are
the
the
Android.
second person to say that. I am actually working with Google at the moment. I run a citizen journalism project that my company, we were handpicked by Google, Food from Zanzi. I'm based in Ireland, and we train along with Google citizen journalists. So it's weird to now actually know people who work at Google, and they've been saying the same thing when I tell them about that experience. But I can tell you that Pixel Buds, it's the most amazing music. So I can still use it for other things, except Siri is a bit jealous. When I say okay Google, she will say very cheeky. Siri is of course much more cheeky than Alexa, for example. She'll say, or Google will she'll say, hey, I think you've got me confused. My name is Alexa. My name is Siri. So I do other things with my Pixel Buds.
Yeah,
Do you
I
hear
yeah.
that in the background?
I
There you
wasn't
go.
asking for, hey Google, stop the music. Google heard Chris Brown for some weird reason. Behave.
Taste. Google's got good taste.
But it's amazing. Yeah, I can live stream music. I've even discovered that I'm streaming now on my TV on my devices. I watch DSTV there. You know what I mean? It's amazing.
That, and I think it's even a thing that Mark, you said earlier also as
I didn't
well.
know you could do.
Yeah, and I'm surprised he didn't know. But the thing is, you could, of course, cast a lot of your devices to your 7-inch hub or to the 10-inch like Mark's got, or to your smart TV. By the way, you guys need a Chromecaster. If you don't have, let's make your clever TV a smart TV. Dan is nog nie 'n smart TV as jy nie 'n Chromecaster in het nie.
I've
But
got one.
I'm talking. But let's talk about that, Ivor, in terms of casting. And some people may be thinking, "Hey, what are they talking about?" But how easy is it now for you to be able to watch the news via the DSTV app, perhaps, or if you want to stream Netflix or you want to stream your music to whatever device it is? And it's so nice now that if you connected with more than one speaker, whether it now be the hub in terms of the 7-inch hub or the 10-inch hub or your speakers, that you could be listening to the same music in different rooms, or you could split
Yeah.
it. You could do a lot of things. How has that experience been for you, and just been able to cast and give you a lot more options, entertainment-wise or even just information-wise?
Well, firstly, in terms of cost, I always imagined that taking the jump towards a smart home would be very expensive. It turns out it's crazily affordable. So I can't understand why
No,
more
no, with
people
us,
aren't doing it.
that's because of Glamtalk that it's really
Yeah,
affordable. Just
it,
put it out there.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's true. But you guys also help me set it up, and it comes with a, if you buy at a store, it's over tomorrow. But yeah, I can message you a month later and still get advice. But it's so easy to stream. I fly solo. I live alone. But my friend's visiting at the moment. Danlene Ramsden's a very well-known Namakwalan storyteller, and she loves die oorgeklankte stories op die TV man. What ek ken nie eens die goed se naam nie. It's like these Turkish
Yeah.
telenovelas. And I don't have
Yeah, yeah,
DSTV at my
that's
home.
the Butler household.
As die butlers ook sê, by dit,
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
alles lief vir dit, alles lief vir dit.
yeah. So I don't have a DSTV decoder at my home. I do have a DSTV account at my parents. And then I discovered that I can now, just using the app without having a DSTV decoder, watch DSTV. So she's currently watching. Sy's nou in Turkye op die oomblik,
Yeah.
Kortweg hoor ek net die ou mens lag hier, asof dit uit die mode gaan vir die Turkse storie. So I stream everything. I love podcasts. I listen to podcasts, all my favorites, and I've even discovered that the little thingy. What's the little thingy called? The Google thingy, speaker thingy.
Oh, the speaker, the Google Home Mini.
Yeah, no, the Chromecast. Okay,
Oh, the
it works
Chromecast. Oh, the
amazing if you
Chromecast.
if you want to have a party in the shower, with all your greatest tunes and stuff. It works very
yeah.
well there as well. It
Oh,
works there.
oh.
Yeah.
Before Mark asks you just one more question, I want to ask you this in terms of how better would you feel about security? You mentioned that you've been flying prior to COVID. You've been flying a lot, and you're looking forward to travel more. How more comfortable would you feel that you're more in control of what's happening in your home, whether you be in the city, outside of the city, another country altogether, that you are able to control your devices anywhere in the world? In actual fact, when you start purchasing your cameras as well, that you can be in Barcelona, in Spain, and go look at wherever you live and say, okay, my home is still fine. I can turn on my lights, turn it off, those sort of things. Would that bring you peace of mind?
In the name of Jesus, I receive Barcelona in my life. I'm so ready to travel. Like vaccinate me.
We speak that over you.
Yeah, I receive. Look, that's obviously the next step. I lived in Joburg for 10 years, and about 6 months ago, I moved back to Cape Town, even though I'm from Cape Town. And in that very first week back in the mother city, I had a little crime incident at my home. Luckily, I was asleep, and not many people know about it. So I definitely have the South African thing now in my head that crime is real. So my next couple of investments will definitely be the cameras, Google Lights outside, so I can switch it on, you know, wherever I may be. I can even schedule it to go on, but um, yeah, to maybe view some of the rooms. I've got some big personal stuff also happening this year, so I can see myself having a camera in one room, etc., etc. Um, Definitely, that's my next investment.
And a 10-inch hub. You need a 10-inch hub.
I say a 10-inch.
7 inches not the front. So Ivor, firstly, thank you so much for availing yourself for the session, and we're not done with you, but I think I just want to do this quickly. Um, this is from us at Glamtalk. So we know that you have quite a few devices, but we just want to say thank you so much. So when you are about to change or come and swap around your light bulbs, then please note that there is a box awaiting your
Is it a box with an
yeah.
invoice or is it just a
That's for you.
box?
That's Now that's from us to
Yay!
you, of
So that's
course.
from us to you.
Thank you
I just
so
want to
much.
thank you
Thank you. Thank
for
you.
your support, for really just spreading the word on Glam Tech, Smart Home,
Mm.
and just for being an ambassador for change, not only for Glam Tech and for these products that we sell, but just to say thank you to you for the individual that you are. And I think I
Yeah.
want to give you an opportunity to share with our audience as well what your ventures, that the things that you're busy with right now, what you are up to. Speak to us.
Um, yeah. So I was quite inspired before I joined you guys when you guys started this broadcast talking about the importance of ownership. Hey, what did you say? Our kids didn't grow up thinking they can own stuff. So I might be known as a television and radio presenter, but actually I'd be quite fine moving away from the screens because I'm making some big moves in terms of media ownership. Um, um, I am no longer prepared to just be a pretty face on television. I want to own stuff, bro. So I own a media company, my own one, which is branching out quite beautifully. It's called. You can follow my journey and my news platform, foodformzansi.co.za. Also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the podcasts, etc. And then I've currently got a new TV show on air. It's on what's it called? For the Love of the Land. It's a beautiful show saluting unsung heroes in agriculture. Farmers who look like us. Most people don't know that people who look like us can farm. When actually the stat says there are about 40,000 white commercial farmers left, but more than 2 million black farmers. So it speaks to that. It's currently on PWX. It's a DSTV channel, and it's also available on OpenView. It plays every day at 6 p.m. again at 8 p.m. and the next morning at 10 a.m. Don't ask me the channel numbers, but it's somewhere on my Facebook. I'll Google it now, and then I'll ask Google. Then I've got a new book coming out in like 2 weeks. Yeah, I've got a brand new book. My second book's coming out.
Oops, that was my fault. Let me just get Ivor back. Let me get back. Let me get him back.
I was
He's
here.
back.
What
Sorry,
happened?
it was my fault. Slip of the finger.
I don't
No,
even know
but you're
what
back. You're
happened.
back. You were never gone. You were never gone. You got a new book out. Let's just go there.
Tell us about the book.
Yeah, the book. It's called. So the previous book was called For the Love of the Land. This one's in Afrikaans. Hartstories as sy naam. It's supposed to launch in the first week of April at the Suid-Oosterfees. It's all up in the air at the moment because we don't know what's going to happen in terms of the pandemic and lockdowns, etc. But it will definitely be in bookstores by in a week or so from now, and I'll share all the latest information on my channels. I can't wait to get the first copy any day now before it hits the stores to just see it. Yeah, maybe I'll go live and show people what it looks like.
Okay, Ava, I just want to say again, congratulations on all that you are doing. You are doing amazing work. You are a huge inspiration to a lot of us. And kudos on you. Own that pond. Own that pond.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Be Glamtech smart, everybody.
Yeah, we simply saying Ivor is smart. Be like Ivor. Be Glamtic smart. That's a smart man over there. And Ivor, thank you so much for your time and keep on inspiring. We were really inspired by just talking to you, but also your story in terms of where you're still journeying yourself. So we salute you. We are behind you 100%. And we're proud to be associated with you as a company like Glamtic. So we wish you everything of the best in all your future endeavors. And you're right, it's time to write your own stories, to chart your own course. So we fully behind you in regards to that.
Thank you. I much appreciate it. And I want to ask you guys a question. So, what I'll be doing within the next couple of days is to inspire people on my social media channels to make one smart home move. Okay. With Glamtech, what would be the one thing? Where do people start? You know, investing their first money, because people somehow have this idea that it's going to cost them 10,000 rand when it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what would you guys say? What would be the
We got
first
great
move?
news.
One thing
We got
only.
great. We got great news already. For just show them quickly, Mark. Let me put Mark in the picture. Got great news.
So you know what this is because you're getting one of these as well. So the Google Home Mini is the best place to start. Why? Because ultimately you've got Google in a physical form right there, ready to answer any question, ready to book a Uber, order a flight to Barcelona, book a flight to Barcelona, ready there to tell you how far you from your next destination, your weather update, your podcast, your news, your music. So that is really the best place to start. Just going to get you into it really. And then
Okay,
from
cool.
there, you're adding a light bulb. And then from there, you're adding a Chromecast. And now you've got a smart house. As funny as that sounds, you've actually got a smart house going there already.
Yeah.
And just for the fact that you asked the question, we've actually got this going on promo
Yeah.
today and tomorrow. Today and tomorrow. So we only have 15 left. That's it. Then it's done. Then it's over. 499 rand each. Uh,
What?
you're not going to get it anywhere else for that price. 499. Go onto our website www.glamtech-sh.co.za. Go and order it. Put in the promo code GLAMFIRE50.
Glamfire 50.
GLAMFIRE50. That's the promo code.
This man is gonna buy a
Um,
few.
that's the promo code. Put in GLAMFIRE50. 15 left and then it's done. And what that will do, because of that promo code, we are basically saying that you don't have to pay for the transportation cost. However, you will have to come and collect it. So we can do one better. We can maybe get Ivor to sign one of these speakers for you. That's up to you. Send us a
Well,
little
I'm not going to
note,
sign
little
your
text.
device. I'm not going to spoil your device, but I'll maybe add in a copy of my book, which is a signed copy. If people buy
Wow.
that, I'd
Here
love
we
to do
go.
that.
That's a sweet
Yeah.
deal. That's
Glamfire
a sweet
50. Is
deal.
that the
So
promo code?
Glamtalk, that's the promo code. Go onto the website. That thing will automatically cancel midnight tomorrow. After tomorrow, that promotion is gone. You're not going to get that price ever again, and you're going to be crying with your hands in your head.
And I'm
You're
thinking
going to
for
die
people in
hungry.
the rest of the country, for rest of the people in the rest of the country, Mark, it's quite cool because courier costs have also now dropped during
Yeah.
COVID. For example, I mean, I can send something to Pick and Pay for $90 and have it the next day. You know what I mean? So there are clever ways to affordably get it. Um, yeah,
Gramtech offers delivery countrywide. So it doesn't matter where you want us to deliver that device, be it Zanin, or be it Okip, or be it what is further down, Gansbaai, doesn't matter. We will get it to your door
yeah,
within 3 days.
amazing, amazing, amazing,
So
amazing.
again, Glam Fire 50. That's the promo code. Get that
Fantastic.
Of gaan slaap met traan in je oor, zaterdag aan.
I also want to salute you guys. Hey, you're helping to people make huge jumps, technological jumps that will advance their lives in ways much more than just a lights switching off when you speak to it. So congratulations also on your business endeavor, and may it flourish. May it grow amazingly big.
Ivor, we thank you. We salute you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your love. Um, and all the best.
Cheers.
Yeah, I
Peace
want to say
out.
it's the same. I want to say the same. It was fantastic having you, Ivor. Till next time. God bless you, man.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. How was that, Mark?
It was amazing. That was amazing. I heard it from Ivor. You could carry a book. You're getting one of his books. Promo code Glamfire50. Get it Google Home Mini. It's only 15 left. 4.99. We've taken off courier cost for that, so we'll make a plan for you. And there goes a book in that bundle as well. So get your Chromecast, your Google Home Mini right now. Go onto the website www.glamtic.sh.
Yeah, I think maybe we just want to show them quickly exactly what that is all about. So I'll quickly just add this into the stream. You can go onto our website. That's www.glamtech-sh.co.za. That's on your screen. There is the code GLAMFIRE50. It's for today and tomorrow. Only tomorrow, even tomorrow night, 12 o'clock, it's done and dusted. Let's say hearties for the party. If you missed out, you must out. Ons gaan dit nie weer repeat nie. 4.99. Maak praat gerus. Ek
4.99.
dink jy hulle glo my nie regtig nie.
Marco, 4.99 is 3 full-house Gatsby's. That's it. 4.99 klaar. You can get the Google Home Mini for 4.99. You're not going to get it anywhere else on the planet. So get it now. We've made this deal available for you guys, specifically for our loyal followers, our loyal supporters, and share that promo code can be shared, and you can buy as many devices as what you want. But that deal only runs up until midnight, and then that's the end of it. So get in.
Yeah, so we're happy to be able to make it even more affordable for people. 4.99 is a steal in terms of that particular speaker. You can go and Google that device anyway, and you will see it's practically double that amount. And so for today and tomorrow only, don't delay. Make haste, get your hands on that. It's a phenomenal device, and it's going to change your life. It's going to make you crazy a little bit if you've got kids, because it's going to be Hey Google all over the show. But I want to say this is really going to change your life. So we're also going to make some time available to you now for question and answers. You can pop us just your question in the comment section. We'll get to those if you have any of those. But we want to say from our side, it's been a phenomenal year. Like we started out talking in the beginning of the show this evening. It was a year ago, Mark. A year ago, where we had this conversation on the 14th of March. Mark obviously started way before that, but he was so excited about this particular journey, got me involved in this and being disappointed in regards to where we can go. And Ivor mentioned it himself. He commended us for making this public, and people might think that it's expensive. It is not as expensive as you think. It's actually more affordable. And with Glamtech, it's really affordable. Also, Mark, maybe that we have a lay-by option available. Maybe just bring that into the conversation.
We've actually in the week we actually had somebody that said that I've got a 50 rand. I want to put down this 50 for a lay-by, and we said no problem, dude. Let's sort you out. So there's a lay-by option. Whatever you want, you put down a deposit, 25%, and then over 3 months you pay off the balance. Whatever you want, that's on our website, put down a deposit, and we will reserve that item for you until full payment is made, and that item is yours. So very, very easy. Call us, go onto our website, go onto our Facebook page, go onto the WhatsApp number, tell us what you want, put down the deposit, and that device will be reserved for you.
So let's quickly find out what Michael Jacobs had to say. He says, "Do you have any information somewhere on what people can do with the Google Home Mini?" Mark, we actually do have on that as well. Do with the Google Home Mini that will make it a lot more fun. Maybe you just want to bring them into the equation, Mark.
Sure, no, definitely. Great question, Michael. And I think that there's once you start delving into this tech, then you start realizing that this thing can must probably do a lot more. And then you start scratching and you realize that there's so much more that it can do. So what I will do, Michael, just for you, um, I will put down a blog, and in that blog I will put down the 25 best things that you can do with just your Google Home Mini. How's that? I will post that blog by tomorrow. It will be online on a website. Go on there, go and check it out. But I'll make that available tomorrow night. That's my promise to you.
And there's quite a bit that you can do besides the just the novelty of what you hear the speaker can do, and now it plays music and you can stream. But then you realize that this is actually an AI, right? So it's artificial intelligence right on your on your doorstep or in your house.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: it's like Michael's asked a very very good question. What else can this thing do? This thing can do a lot, and so I think you just gotta wait till tomorrow. Mark will post that a blog.
I'll post that. But I'll do one better. I'll do one better. I'll give you a few examples right now, just so that you, if you might be wondering, maybe they don't know what it can do. So, okay, let me get into it. So, first things first. Obviously, you can ask it to play music. I think that's the best thing for me that this thing can really do. And if you've got a Spotify account and premium, even better, you can ask for any song. So, last week I was listening to the Bart Simpson Trouble song. I don't know if you guys know that. Guys that grew up, that's born in the 80s and the 70s, will know Bart Simpson used to
Yes,
be a rapper.
yes.
And I was listening to Trouble. Um, yeah, I'm trying to get the words into my head now. Trouble. Trouble, deep, deep trouble. Da-da-da. You're in. You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. So I listened to that, for example. Then there's podcasts that you can also ask to listen to. And then we get into the fun stuff. You can ask Google, you can ask to speak to Calm. And what Google will do is it will basically
It's
assign
amazing.
somebody that a voice that will just put you to sleep or just put you into a very relaxing mode by speaking through certain things with a very seductive voice, but very calming effect. Then there is Google that allows you to speak to Google MD. I'm not sure that, or MD Web. I'm not sure that's still available in South Africa, but where you can ask certain medically related questions and Google will actually give you information in terms of what to do. It doesn't substitute a doctor, but it does give you those options. What you can also do is you can order or you can book an Uber. So if you've got Uber, the Uber app on your phone, then via your Google Home Mini, you can basically request for an Uber. Ask Google basically to book an Uber. It will ask you where to. You will tell it where to. It will tell you that there's one close by and the cost is going from about 25 Rand or 30, and you literally can just get Uber. What you can also do is you can make phone calls um, from the Google Home Mini to anywhere really, be that over VoIP. So then what you can also do if you have more than one Mini in your home, you can broadcast. Well, you can broadcast to a specific room in your house. So if you've got a Mini in the dining room, you've got a Mini maybe in the room, then you can communicate from the one speaker to the other speaker. What you can also do with that same Mini is you can make phone calls from one room to the other. So not broadcasting back and forth like intercom, actually having a conversation. So imagine this, you in isolation in one part of the room of the house and somebody else that needs to get your attention, you can make a phone call, you can have that phone call continue forever as long as you've got Wi-Fi running. And then there's some other fun stuff like just setting timers, setting certain alarms. I've personally set up alarms instead of it waking me up with an alarm sound, it wakes me up with my favorite song. or with my favorite playlist. And then you can also do other fun stuff by asking Google to set reminders or set certain things in future. So you can, for example, say at like the time now is 7:51. So I can, for example, say at 7:59, I would like Google to remind me of this, or play me this song, or play me that podcast, or recite this. And then what I do, if you guys are following what I'm doing, Google is doing predictions for me on the latest ETL games. So all the big games, I'm asking Google for the predictions. I'm playing my bets at the top, and I'm winning money. So Google is magic. The Google Home Mini as a winner. This thing is really a winner. It's a very, very cost-effective device, and will really get you going very, very soon, very quickly, and it will keep you entertained for a long time. If you've got little kids, you can ask Google to read books. Um, what do they call them, Marco? These virtual books.
Yeah. But
So
also it helps with the homework as
also
well.
homework. Like my boys sit in front of the Google Home Mini and will ask Google information like who's Jan van Riebeeck, who's Dingy's whale,
Yeah.
who's Chaka Zulu.
It also
When did those
cuts down from
1652
having,
cats arrive? Or how did they arrive?
you have a virtual library
On a virtual
right
library.
there, right there. And I think Michael, also when we went to go and deliver some stuff at these, I think the one thing that Michael can attest
Grocery
to,
list.
yeah, he can just give us a thumbs up or a comment. But I know his wife Laverne enjoys the fact that they can use the grocery list together without having to just put it on the list, and whoever's at the shop is at the shop. So Michael, maybe you can attest to that, and so that others can know that is true. But it's something that works well in their household, is that grocery list.
Yeah. So there you go, Michael. I don't know if I've answered the question. I try to answer as best as what I can in the shortest possible time, but there's a lot more that the thing can do. But again, it's up to what you can imagine, really. And what Google as a company is adding is a lot more on the hardware end for the newer products, so that they can add on the software end. So you will have, for example, the Google Home Mini listening to the to your sleep, and then either through the app or through a Fitbit, it will be able to give you a report of if you're snoring, hoe rustig of onrustig jy is in your slaap, and it can actually improve and allow for you to make certain changes to the way you sleep, when you sleep, and so forth. So there's a lot of new stuff coming, developments in the pipeline, and a lot of new stuff coming out. But watch the space, follow those Glam Talk sessions, and we will basically keep you guys posted and keep you updated.
And we're also very excited, of course, in regards to some of the developments that's also still happening with Glamtech. We are a developing company. We are a startup with very exciting ventures still coming. And Mark mentioned in the beginning that we have an adopt a school project that is as an aside to what we do as a business. But more products that we really want to introduce, and the more we grow in this business, the better it's going to be for you. Also, in terms of the products that we want to showcase, what we have right already in terms of the offering, which means it will become Mark, is to get to a place where the technology is really, really cheap enough or inexpensive for people to get their hands on. As long as they have Wi-Fi, especially Wi-Fi in terms of uncapped, that works better. You'll be able to really enjoy the benefits of having that uncapped Wi-Fi in your home, because your connected devices would then be available to you 24/7, but it will be of such benefit to you. And our aim then is to get to a place where we can get you cheaper products, not in terms of the product itself, but in terms of getting it to you cheaper, so that you can benefit, we all benefit. And Ivor said it, it's a no-brainer. In a couple of years' time, this is going to be the norm in homes, and so we're looking forward to being part of that move and part of your journey.
Also, if there are things that you guys would want for us to do research on, to come back with info on something that you might have seen somewhere, you don't know how it really works, um, speak to us. Let us know. Go on to we've got all the socials available. Speak to us. We'll be able to assist where we can. And even if it's not entirely within our scope of what we do, we will really come back. We'll make an effort and just try and share as much as what we can with you guys. So there's the number on the screen: 061 533 6700. Hit us up on WhatsApp. And also, if you can't find us if you don't have WhatsApp, no, who doesn't have WhatsApp, let us know, and we will make it happen for you. Um,
So
Marco,
once,
if I can, just before we move
yeah,
on our website, what I've omitted to mention earlier was that we're also running a rewards program.
yeah,
So what you guys need to do is go onto the website, register your account, your name. It will ask you for your shipping details, all of that stuff. So you've got an account open, and then from there onwards, when you purchase, then it's just a matter of checking out, making payment, and that's it. And when you do that, as soon as you register, there's 100 glam points that we will give you. 1 rand is equal to 10 gram points. So 100 gram points, we're giving you a 10 rand, we're setting up from that. And for every item that you put into your cart and take out, we will add another 20 points for every item. So at the end of the day, if you're purchasing regularly, then you can just build that up. And if that becomes something that you maybe want to bless or give to somebody else, then you can do that. Or you can use that as a further discount to products that you are then buying from Grammy. So go onto our website, register. You guys can, the details for the website will come up again. But go onto the website, register your details, and from there onwards, when you start purchasing, you are saving all the way. You are making money by spending money.
that's absolutely amazing, and it's a great investment, of course, for you and your family. And just before we go, though, Mark, and when I talk about that, this is how this business started. It started right here in this home, and you can firsthand talk about that investment that's paying off big time now, not just because of the business, but because of how it has changed your life, your family's life. And so let's quickly talk about that. There's another question we're going to get to. Michael's very busy tonight. But Mark, just quickly talk about. Let's talk about
No, Michael.
how you guys have benefited. We'll get to Michael in a moment. In actual fact, let's go there quickly. If I cancel the nut, does the points apply to pass? Nee, brother. Ons kan nie die pass lewe nie. Anyways, let's quickly talk about that, Mark, in terms of just benefiting from this technology and how beneficial it will be to those who's thinking of purchasing and maybe they're missing out. Or I know they're missing out, but you quickly speak into that.
Okay, there are a few money saving areas when it comes to a smart home. And you normally save money on your water bill, and you would want to save money on your energy bill because ISCOM market jokes here. So what we've got in our home, we've got a boiler switch connected to the geyser, which means that like a light switch, you can switch your geyser on or schedule on your boiler switch for the geyser to heat up the water, and that's it. And then that's in the morning, and then in the evening the same thing. So technically the geyser's on for 2 hours, and then when you convert that into cost saving, I'm saving on a monthly basis 300 rand on my electricity bill. 300 rand on the electricity bill, times that by 1 year, that's 3,600 rand. That's for 12 months. So it might not sound much to someone, but to somebody that is really thinking about this, you've installed a device that maybe costed you 600 rand, and that device has saved you 3,000 rand if you offset the 600 rand off that 3,600 rand. So the device is actually making you money. And these are the kind of initiatives that we are trying to also push so people understand that, yeah, it might look fancy, but there's a bigger purpose behind all of this. From a security point of view, the same thing. You might have an ADT account and you might be paying for ADT's rental of the actual devices that you have, and you're paying for the arm response. So, yes, we don't offer arm response, but when you purchase, for example, a camera or alarm system, a Wi-Fi enabled alarm system, you've got access to that alarm system as long as you have data on your phone, which means that I can be sitting in Barcelona next to Ivor, and
It's
we
okay.
could be
Sound over.
looking, watching a game and still be watching footage, live footage on my phone. From there, I can literally record whatever's happening, send a WhatsApp message to the neighbor, to my friend that has a big baseball bat or a big dog, or to the police, or to the neighborhood watch. And just like that, there can be a response. No response needed, but just like that, there can be a response. So again, those are the advantages of having a system like this set up. So I can go on and on, Marco, but ultimately, um, when you invest in smart technology, you're investing in yourself.
Yeah.
And also, it's for us, we are very health conscious, not only from an eating point of view, but also from a cellular planet point of view, a fossil fuel burning point of view. And we really want to play our role in making sure that energy and whatever we put out there is green, or safe, and it's aiding our environment as opposed to burning it down. So, yeah.
So we almost at the very, very end of the broadcast. And just a reminder for today and tomorrow, only ending at midnight tomorrow, we have a special on the Google Home Mini at, you can see on the screen, 499 Rand each. I gotta say that, for each. But you can use this particular code. It is Glamfire50 when you head over to our website, our brand new e-commerce website. You can go there. So you go and click on the product, go and purchase, and then you type in this particular code. It is Glamfire50. And don't say we didn't help you out in this regard. You're going to miss out. So up until tomorrow night, it's available to you. But I've had a fantastic time, Mark. I don't know about you. I want to say thank you to everybody that's been watching us and looking forward to Glamtalk 9 and to give you more developments as well. So your final thoughts before we go, Mark?
Again, great session, great hours spent with great people. Big up to Ivor for his time, for his passion, and just for sharing with us his experience and his journey. And Mark, I just want to also say to everyone out there, please let us know what other celebrity you want to see on this segment. We want to know from you guys. We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. Tell us what you want to see. You want to see Rihanna or Beyonce? We'll get them here. We'll get them on the hot seat. But let us know what you want to see. Give us a bit of options. Give us a bit of work. Let's see what we can put out of the app. But what I can tell you guys, Rodney Scarra Brown is on next. Rodney Scarra Brown is on our next Glam Talk 9. It's going to be super fun for you guys that don't know who he is. Watch our space, watch our social media page. We'll put some information on there, but we're going to have a cracker with Rodney.
Yeah. So that's where we're going to leave it for tonight. And I think our slogan ties in so nice. We said, Ivor is smart, be like Ivor. All we want to say is don't just be smart, be Glamtic smart. And with that, we're out. It was fantastic being in your company. Simply want to say thank you. On screen, you can see that. But we've had a ball of a time with you. Till next time, till Glam Talk 9. Just purchase from Glamtic. Go to the website. You won't miss out on that particular minis, the Google minis. And Cake Dasso was like, I think okay. With that, bye bye everybody. God bless. Till next time. Cheers and